Thanks for joining us today on Big Talk. Here are your hosts, Cindy Miskew and Sophia Truja.
Hi, welcome to Big Talk. I'm Cindy Miskew along with my co-host, Sophia Trudzik. Today we're going to talk to a medium and discover a new connection on a new level. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you sure you don't look okay?
Yeah, well,
What the heck's going on here?
I fractured my elbow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I slipped on some ice on a rock at home, and I've got some really good bruises now.
Ow.
So, yeah.
Ow. Well, I'm glad you made it in.
Yes, me too. Me too. Little bit of a issue, but
Good
I
fashion statement,
survived.
though.
It is,
It's a
and it
great
goes
fashion
well.
statement.
It
I
goes
love it.
well.
Yeah,
I know. I could
nice.
bling it if I wanted to. It's got nice holes.
It does.
So let's welcome our guest, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Welcome to Big Talk.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah. I'm excited really to be here today. I really am.
Well, we're excited to have you.
Yeah.
Very excited. So explain to me what a medium is, and are there different types of mediums?
Actually, a lot of people really get confused between psychic and a medium. They figure when you say mediums, they're figuring that everything's always like psychically, like I could understand what you're thinking, what you're doing, how your life is going to be, and everything
Read
else.
people's
and that's
minds.
but that's actually a psychic thing too.
Okay.
The medium is actually bringing people that have passed, your loved ones who've passed. If it's like your grandmother, grandfather, friend, brother, sister, whoever, or even pets,
Okay.
if they've crossed over. Those are the ones that want to speak to you. That's a medium.
Okay.
Psychically is just, questions like, am I going to further my career or stuff like that. But people get those two mixed up all the time.
Yeah, I would think
Yeah.
so. I was going to ask
Yeah.
you about that. I was going to say, what the difference is between a
Yeah,
psychic medium and
because
a
I have
medium.
people always say like, what's my job going to be like? Whatever, and they ask a medium question. Well, that's not a medium question. That's a psychic question.
Right.
Which I can do both. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So a medium question would be more like, what's my grandma doing nowadays? Like, sort of like,
Does it happen
does
like
she
that?
talk to
She's
me?
rolling her eyes right now at you, going, Cindy, what are you doing?
Sort of thing. Like, but
Yeah.
that's sort of more along the
Yes.
lines of what you're looking at for me as a
Yeah.
medium.
Yeah,
Like,
I can
what do
pick up.
they
Yeah, I can
think?
pick up on a lot of it. Like, like when I come to places like this, or there's a lot of people, I have
Yeah.
a hard time with it because there's always spirit talking behind me. Have you ever watched that movie Ghost? This explains
Yes.
it. Remember that
Yes.
ghost and that when Whoopi Goldberg is sitting there doing this reading with a bunch of people
Yeah.
around, and you see all those ghosts standing behind
Yes.
her. That's exactly how I feel. Like right now, I feel a bunch of them right behind me, and they're all laughing at me right now because they're going, "Come on, Karen, you're on the spot now," instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually it's somebody that's passed or whatever that wants to speak to you. Not everybody does, because
Yeah.
some people have family members that never really spoke lots,
Right.
or they don't want to talk to you. You
Yeah.
know, and that's not just being mean. It's usually somebody who wants to say something to you and that you need to hear.
Right.
Like say you're going through a lot of stress in your life, and like everybody does, but say something that your grandmother only wants you to know, and say, and that would say, do you remember when we used to do this or whatever it is? And you go, oh my God, yeah. Do you still keep that piece of rock we found by the water? And
Right.
you went, oh my God. And I'll say, yes, it's under your bed in that little box. And then you
Right.
just lose your mind because
Because
see,
you
there comes the
yeah,
goosebumpies.
yeah.
As soon as I do that, it's almost like I'm very close to that right now already.
Yeah,
Anyway.
right.
But that's what it's like. It's, I can pick up on a lot of stuff with the people that have passed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is. Sometimes it's not
But-
people say it's a gift.
Yeah.
It's not really a gift. Everybody can do it. The biggest thing is you have to be centered, relaxed, and that, but you have to listen.
And in tune.
Yes,
In
you
tune,
have to
yeah.
listen is the big thing, because they're talking to you all the time. They're probably talking to you now, you just don't realize it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you discover your abilities?
Actually, it was funny. Oh my gosh, like, I'm not gonna say how old I am, but years ago, let's try, yeah, I'm so old. Years ago, what happened was, let's go back when I was younger, like in my teens or whatever. I always heard a lot of things. Like, you're always the kid in school that can't sit still.
Right.
They kind of classify it as ADHD nowadays and that.
Right.
And this is what I really want to say is people who think that they have ADHD for their kids, don't go the idea of giving them the medication. Check to find out if they're doing their psychic abilities first, because giving them the ADHD pills, like my parents did with me, they put me on Ritalin, and I don't know if I can say that or not, but they did, and that would calm the noises down, because I would always be just too hyper, like
Yeah.
to whatever. And the thing was, I wasn't hyper because of any other reason. It's just that things were going on. So they put me on it, and all of a sudden, from a person like myself that can talk a lot to just basically quiet, don't say a word. I don't hear nothing, and it was just
Right.
like you're numb.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like, this wasn't me, and I took it off myself, and because it's not addictive or anything, I took it off myself and going, no, I'm the outgoing person, I'm whatever. And then from there, I stopped taking it, I got married, everything turned out great there. It was just, but a lot of stuff would start happening again. It's like, because you have a family,
Right.
there's so much going on, and then all of a sudden your ability starts picking up more and more. Then I've learned I don't need the medication for it.
Yeah.
Then I can do it. But the past couple of years ago, I ran into a friend of mine. Well, I didn't even know he was a friend of mine at the time. His name was John Crawley, and he was online, and I was watching him one day. I'm going, oh my gosh, I do this all the time. So I contact John, and he helped me bring it out in me, because I thought sometimes I was crazy. That's what a lot of people think, that
Yeah.
you're crazy,
Yeah.
and you're not. And he would sit there and I don't even know the man. I saw him online. We do one-on-one on FaceTime type of thing, and we talk, and he would say, okay, bring it out in me. And he keep on saying, dig and ask questions more to your psyche, ask what you're, and everything else. And I would get to the point of telling him what his grandmother, wanted to say to him that he knew the answers to, so
Yeah.
he knew that I wasn't full of,
Right.
baloney, so to speak.
Yeah.
But now it's something that's really my daily thing. It's something
Wow.
every day. Yeah, I got to learn to keep them back,
Yeah.
because they want to talk to me all the time. Because they're not back now. They're looking at me and saying, we're not sitting here. We want to see this. And it's funny.
They're
Like,
giving you,
they
giving you
told
space.
me. They're sitting there going, they're laughing at me going, yep, that's you, Karen. We're going to let you do this now. And it's like, oh.
You're in the spotlight.
The pressure's on, eh? It's just, oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's not really a gift. Like, everybody can do it. And a lot of people say that, oh, it's specific people. It's really not a specific person. You can actually do it yourself. You just have to learn.
Right.
And it took me a while to learn it, and understand it. It wasn't something you can read in a book.
But some people are born legitimately
Yeah.
with it. But some,
Yeah,
but
but you have to bring it out. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize it. And I didn't even expect it, and that. And there's some people who learned before me.
Yeah.
And I just figured it out later on in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
It is. It's
Like,
actually
because
fun.
It's like, and I guess when you get these kids that say, oh, I hear grandpa talking, or I hear this
Mm-hmm.
man talking. So a lot of times when people say, there's something wrong with our kid because they're, seeing things. But my son used to say that all the time too. He used to always say there was somebody in the corner of the room
Yep.
talking to him in his bedroom. And he hated to sleep in his bedroom. We would wake up in the morning, he'd be sleeping on the floor in our room, in the hallway with his blanket.
Yep.
Because somebody was talking to him in the room. So that makes me wonder if there was a spirit there trying to talk to him.
It was his grandfather.
Obviously,
because
somebody.
I'm glad you hit that on there, because there's a lot of kids that say that. They say they see us as somebody in the
Somebody
corner,
in
but
there,
there's some
yeah.
of them that most of the time the kids are scared because
Yeah.
they don't understand it. They don't
Yeah.
know what they can't see.
Right.
So they're going, okay, I can see this. I feel it. I feel grandpa. See, I'm getting this. Here
Yes.
we go again. And I can feel somebody there.
Right.
And then you realize that that person's not hurting them. They
No.
never hurt the person.
Right.
And everything else. They're there, like your grandfather's coming to check on them.
Right.
See how he's doing. A lot of them come and see their first time grandchild.
Yeah.
And they tickle their toes and they're playing with it. If you ever hear the little kids laughing in the room and you never know why they're laughing and they're looking up, it's because somebody's sitting there tickling their toes. The thing is
Never thought of
it's
that.
true. It really is true. Because when you walk in that room and then all of a sudden you're going, why does it feel a little weird in here?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And the movies and that, they put it all out there that
Yeah.
the poltergeist comes
Oh,
down
yeah,
and
yeah.
pulls the baby out of the crib and all that type of stuff. That's
they gotta
all,
make it look good, right?
all movies. It's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah.
It's actually, when I want to bring that one up, people say about poltergeist.
Right.
I talk a lot, eh? Anyway, poltergeist, they say that I have a poltergeist in my house. I have something that's haunting my house.
Negative.
And bad
Negative
negative and everything
energy.
else. And I really want to stress this out. Poltergeist is not only on TV. The poltergeist that you see is your energy projecting it. You are the poltergeist. So, for example, you're sitting at home and everybody's fighting around the house, and it's like every day the kids are fighting, husband, wife's fighting, everything else, like just whatever. And it's like, and it builds up in your mind. You're taking that energy out and you're putting it into your house. And you're putting it into the house because now you're all frustrated. All
Right.
the arguments,
That's
everything else.
interesting.
That is
you feel,
interesting.
when you go to somebody's house and you can tell they just fought.
Yeah.
You walk in, you go,
Yeah,
whoa.
you can feel
tell
the
it.
energy.
Yeah.
You can feel the
Yeah.
energy.
Now think
Yeah.
of that all the time.
Right.
So that's going on all the time. And what happens all of a sudden, that energy will move around the house constantly. You'll feel that woof of air going past and everything else. And then what you're going to feel is you're going to just feel like I can't handle it anymore. And all of a sudden things start moving.
Right.
All of a sudden the curtain will move with no reason.
Or you'll bang in the kitchen.
Bang in the
or
kitchen, you
something.
don't know what it is. And then if it gets really, really overwhelming that you need to leave because of the situation you're in, you will notice things sliding across the table.
Wow.
And I have personally seen all that, and then I got out of that predicament altogether. But a lot of people think that, oh my God, it's there hurting us. It's we putting it out. If you're all happy-go-lucky, everything is going wonderful, your days are wonderful, everybody's happy, which is obviously it's hard to do because everything. But when you notice those things, you know to step back and go, okay,
Wait a minute.
we got to really sit down and talk about this. Because
Yeah.
if not, this is going to cause too much.
Right.
It's going to be too much. So that energy mass that people feel in their house moving around, that's you. 'Cause
Yeah.
everything is energy, right?
Right.
You know, the cup is energy, the plate, the tablecloth, everything is energy.
But is it possible that there's ever any time negative spirits out there that
Well,
are
there's-
trying to
yes.
cause problems?
There
that-
are because there's not everybody
They're
that
not-
passes are wonderful
have
human
good-
beings.
exactly.
There's some people that pass, they've done murders and
Yeah.
and everything else. Those
So those
ones
spirits
do.
must be around at some
Yeah,
point
but
too.
not in everybody's
Not in
households
everybody, yeah.
where everybody think there are.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
buys a house, they get it all smudged because
Yeah.
they think there's a bad energy. Unless
Right.
you know that somebody passed away and you just feel for your own,
Right.
just smudge it, with
Yeah.
some
Yeah, sage.
sage or
Yeah.
something, and that's fine. But yeah, there is. But don't buy the house. If you feel there's a negative energy, don't
like a
buy.
car.
When you know somebody's passed away, don't buy the house. You know that neighborhood's bad. Don't live in there.
Yeah.
Because that energy from everybody else,
Is gonna feed on
is
it.
all going to
Yeah.
be there. So that's the worst thing that people do. But anything that builds up in your house that you're all stressed out and you hear that's what it is. It's you putting it out there. You are the poltergeist.
Wow.
It's kind of a weird thing, but a lot of people put that, they see the TV
Yeah,
show
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's all. Like I bet you 1% of it's real,
Right.
if anything,
Yeah.
That's what it is
That's
usually.
interesting.
Yeah.
I never even would have thought of that.
Yeah. It's different,
Yeah, yeah.
But the good thing is now you have to sit back and now you have good energy in the house.
Right.
Everything is wonderful. Now you still see something at night. That is your loved ones.
Right.
Those are the ones coming to talk to you. When you're laying in bed and you're nice and relaxed and everything else, all of a sudden you hear the door move. First check to make sure it's the cat, or
Or the
whatever
dog.
first, or the dog. Don't really jump to
Or
it.
the wind.
Yeah.
Let's eliminate some of the stuff
The
first.
furnace just turned on.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if you eliminate those things and you were just thinking about your mom or your grandmother or your
that
grandfather or
moment.
whatever, at that moment, and all of a sudden the door moves, ask right there saying, is that you, Dad? And do not, you have to listen in your mind.
Right.
And it's not his voice that you're hearing, it's your inner voice.
Right.
And that's what you'll be hearing. So you'll hear, yes, boom. And the answer, by the time you say, is that you, Dad? By the time you say Dad, the word's gonna come through your head, yes. Don't think about it.
Right.
If you think about it, what happens is then you go, is that you, Dad? Is that you, Dad? By that
Yeah.
time, your other conscious mind goes, oh, it's nothing, or whatever, Karen's full of
You're
hooey.
imagining it.
Exactly. Ask, then what you can do is ask another question that only he would know,
Right.
and then go that route with it. But most of the time, it is a lot of the wind or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk to spirits, it's not a hard thing to do. I'll give you another example. If you're driving in your car, there's also the intuition. Okay, listen. Okay.
Right.
The intuition goes, I shouldn't drive around here at this time of night because something could happen. I'm going to turn around. You turn around, and the next day you realize there was a car accident in that corner.
Yeah.
That's your intuition telling you. You really got to trust it.
Yeah.
They always say the women have that women's intuition,
Yeah. Mhm.
and it's kind of true that way,
Yeah.
but everybody does.
Yes.
And always trust it. Never go, oh, no, that's the one's going to get in the accident.
Yeah.
Because your body knows, your heart knows, your head knows more than you think they do. We put the energy out. They already know what our life path is,
Yeah.
right? So no matter what route you take in life, if you're going to say, I'm taking the right road or the left road, with either road you take, you'll always end up in the same spot anyway.
Yeah.
It's just how you
get there.
How you get there, exactly. You want to find the hard way or the easy way or whatever, but you still get there. But that intuition is you really got to trust it. That's the big one. But when you're driving in the car, I get a kick out of this one because this one happens to me a lot. So if you're driving in the car and I do this one going, I should have went and bought those boots from the store. Going, oh, I should have bought those boots. I really like those boots. In the back of my head, like I hear it, my mom, because my mom passed away 10 years ago, you don't need them. And I'm going, yes, but I really, really want them. I'm going to go back. Don't go back there. And that's what you'll hear. See, here's my mom's here now because she's laughing at me. And that's what you get, that one part. And sometimes you think it's you doing it. It's not. Because whoever's close to you you're thinking about at the time is telling you this. You don't need those, Karen. They're $50, really? And then you go, okay, fine, just keep on going. And then you forget about it.
Right.
And it's little things like that that comes through the way it works in your day.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. So
That
listen
is-
to yourself, and that's it. Like, lay in bed at night, ask the questions, relax, and you'll hear it. And I guarantee you'll hear it. And the first thing you're going to say is, nah, that wasn't it. And then you're going to sit back and go, okay, I know. But don't do that thing of, Dad, can you slam the door? I know it's you.
Yeah,
Don't expect
yeah.
that, because that would scare the bejeebies out of you
No
if
kidding.
it did.
No kidding.
So a lot of people say, well, I'm just trying to talk to my dad, but how come he's not giving me any answers? He doesn't want to scare you.
Yeah.
He wants to do the little things first, something fall on the floor or tell you to turn left over here. Because if he walked up to you and slammed the door, what would you do?
Jump.
You'd be hiding under
you'd
the
be,
bed.
yeah, you wouldn't be, and you wouldn't be really, you'd be like,
Exactly. And same with like little kids. We bring little kids up and we say, the kids go, oh my God, there's a boogeyman under my couch
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
under the bed.
Under the bed. And we as
In the
people
closet.
us as moms and dads and that, we go, oh, and then we scare them later, go to bed or the boogeyman's gonna get you. And we put that fear of the boogeyman in, so when grandpa or grandma comes at nighttime at any other time to speak to them, they
They're
think
scared.
it's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Right.
So stop telling the kids there's boogeymans in the closets and stuff, just to get them to go to
Keep
bed.
them a little more open-minded.
Yeah, and the kids, they have it now because there's, like when they start, because they don't have anything in their mind.
Right.
They don't have bills and worries and all of that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
they're
we
free.
do.
They're free to
So,
think whatever they
Everything.
want.
So, but when they start growing older, they start, life starts going to them and they forget all about that.
Right.
Until they get older
And then they remember something.
and then it
right?
clicks, yeah. And
they're
then
like,
somebody start telling you and then you're going, okay, I remember doing this,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know,
So
yeah.
tell us about readings. What do they tell us, and what different kinds are there?
For the readings, actually, there's a lot of people with different types of readings. And I don't judge on anybody because everybody does their own differently. I hear the
Right.
voices for the readings. So when I'm doing somebody's reading, I see pictures, like as in almost like little flashcards, and little things. Like I'll see a cup, so I'll say something about, your dad's showing me a cup. Why am I seeing a cup? And I'll say, he'll say, oh, he just dropped it yesterday, because I'll see it fall. And you go, yes, I just dropped the cup. So the types of readings with me that I can hear them and speak and everything else, just people who do tarot cards, angel cards, they bring up a
Yeah.
card and they tell you what your day is going to be like. Everybody has their own way of communicating.
Right.
We're not all the same. The only thing I can tell you is the people who walk around with the crystal ball and that. Don't waste your money on those people. Unless it's like for fun, because I was going to bring one just for a hoop today, but no, that's just for those traveling shows or whatever it is. Because normal spirit people that can hear spirits and stuff don't need that.
So
like
I shouldn't
props.
trust that 8-ball
No.
that you shake?
Well, you know what though? The 8-ball, the energy of, how that idea is putting stuff out there for people? Put the positive out there. You can kind of
Control that. What
too.
it's going to say.
Because, you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm having a great day today and stuff. Everything's going to go all great and hunky-dory. If you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a crappy day, you're going to get a crappy thing.
Right.
So if you pick up your 8-ball and you go, this stupid thing hasn't worked on how long, and you shake it, I'm going to shake the stupid thing, and then you go, you're going to have a great day. And you go, It just kind of looked at you and went, you are going to have a good day today. And that's so stupid, because that thing will tell you have a great day today. But Sophia can tell you, and you're going, yeah, right. And you believe
But
that.
yet you believe the
You
ball.
believe the stupid ball. Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of crazy that way. I know.
Magic 8-ball. I had to bring it up.
Yeah. Oh, it's true, because
Yeah.
people have done that. People do
And they
these-
believe in them.
Yeah.
They, they truly believe in these things.
Yeah. If you're going to find a medium or a spirit reader, whoever you want to use, I always tell people you can use anybody that you feel comfortable and who you're drawn to.
Right.
Make sure that you can ask them for a test, tell me something, but don't throw it up at them and say, tell me about my dead grandfather, because you know what? It doesn't really turn on like that.
Yeah.
We have to think about it, listen, and everything else, and he'll give you little pictures or whatever it is, and that way. But trust the person you're talking to and see if they make you feel good, great.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt, however it's working out, but yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a bad experience on a reading? Like completely,
Like I bombed it, so to speak, or? Yeah.
or the person you're reading is just kind of like, yeah.
So
Yeah.
negative. that they
I
don't believe you.
love those people.
Really?
I love those people. I do a live chat on my Facebook page
Yes.
and that, and I love it because every couple of days I'll get on there, do live, and then there's the people ask questions. And then you get the ones always saying, oh, how much is the couch? We laugh, call them the couch people, because what they do is they just throwing stuff in because they think we're crazy.
Right.
But the funny thing is they come on there and they're wasting their time because they're curious still.
Yeah.
But what happens is they'll say something and they're going, oh, you're a hoax and everything else. And then a lot of people get upset about that. I look at that and I go, okay, Johnny, let's focus on you for a minute. All of a sudden, you'll see Johnny gone. Because what will happen is you start telling him something and he's like, oh my God, she's right. Oh my God. And you'll never hear it. Sometimes they'll text me later and going, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
I have a different outlook in it.
Yeah.
That type of a bad experience. I've had the bad experience, like it says, is I've seen, oh, this is going to get to me. I see accidents happen.
I was just going to ask you that.
I see the accidents happen and I see it play out, the whole thing. So if someone says my father passed away in a car accident and say he banged his head and the car caught fire, God forbid for anybody, I see the whole thing happen.
Right.
And I don't know why I don't see it like that for other things. I think what it is the person who wants to talk, who needs the information and wants to know because they want to know that how he died. Nobody knows what happened and everything else, and I'll tell them exactly. And I can't do two of them at once. Like I start with one and I go through it, and it's so emotional because
for
I
sure.
could feel him.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I was like, oh my God! But you know what though? It really hits home with me that I'd be able to tell their loved ones what happened.
Right.
And that's what they need. They just need the closure because for 10 years they've been going on going, it was a fiery death. He went through heck, so to speak. I'm trying to be nice out of it,
Yeah.
that type of thing. But those are the ones that really, really get to me. But I want to say this also is that a lot of people don't believe, like when people pass on, this is sometimes common sense. There's your body. Your body's just a vessel, right? This is just what we're given, luck or no luck, this is what you get, right? So when you pass, you're either cremated or buried.
Right.
Boom, that's it.
Yeah.
But your soul lives on, right?
Yeah.
So if you had any aches and pains, if you had any aches and pains or anything prior to it, you don't have that in the other world.
Right.
You
That
don't
was
have
your
it.
body that had it.
Your body had it, not
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Your body had it. You're like, look, this is your body, not your soul, right?
Right.
What happened is you have to live with it, right? But you're not going to pass on going, oh, that arm's going to be in a sling for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's not going to be
Or I
like
got
that.
metal arm in this side.
Exactly. It's not going to happen that
Right.
way. So when you pass on, you're passing on your soul. And what I see is, when you take a dandelion and you're just ready to seed and you blow it,
Yeah.
and you see all those little seeds go out.
Right.
That's, if you could see souls, that's what it'd be like all over the place constantly. Thank God we can't,
Yeah.
because it would just
It'd be overwhelming.
Overwhelming because everybody in this building has friends, relatives who
Right.
passed on that are standing all in here right now.
Yeah.
And it's strange that way. But your body leaves. So the person who passed away in the fiery accident, I'll give you an example, he didn't suffer. People think, oh my God, he's burning, he died that way. Well, no, the head injury hit him or the smoke got him.
Yeah.
The body is just the vessel and it's gone.
Yeah.
So the people don't realize that, which is good. You explain that to them going, okay, well, they never suffered.
Right.
They didn't even know about it. Most
Yeah.
of the time, people get into those accidents, didn't even know what happened.
Right.
Because, oh my God, a car's coming, boom, right?
Yeah. It's instantaneous. Yeah.
Because they come to me and go, what happened? And then, so here we go.
Yeah.
What happened? Why did I die?
Yeah.
And this is the last thing they remembered, falling asleep at the wheel or whatever. And then I got to help them through it.
Yeah.
It's very,
It's very strange that you
it's-
keep talking about an
Yeah.
accident because my dad died in a motor vehicle accident.
this is the goosebumps I keep getting because it
And
feels like this
this
person's
is
close to me.
35 years ago,
Oh, really?
and he was killed in a truck accident.
Oh, my gosh.
And I've always wondered. Well, I for the longest time I thought it was just a joke,
Mm-hmm.
and that he was going to show up one day and just say, "Oh, it was,"
Yeah.
because he was a jokester.
Right.
But I mean, I know it happened,
Mm-hmm.
but because we never saw a body because of the damage,
Right.
And closed casket and everything, I never had that closure
Mm-hmm.
of saying, yeah, he's there, he's gone, right? So for the longest time, I felt like he was just going to walk in anytime saying, ha ha, fooled y'all, right? So, but you keep talking about this accident, and it's like, this is kind of freaky.
Sometimes they
'cause,
do that to
yeah.
me. They start using examples to me for somebody
Yeah.
that's in the room. Because now now this is where you guys are all seeing this now, is as soon as she starts telling me something, I kind of focused out for a second. I don't know if the camera caught me doing that or not, but when I focused out for a second, I was actually listening to him. Because you said he comes in the room and you're waiting for him to say, "Hi, I gotcha." Here we go.
Yeah.
He says, "I do that to you all the time."
Yeah.
So here we go. See, here, he's here. Because I get these goosebumps when they're really, really close.
Yeah.
And he's doing that. He says he's very proud of you. Like, I know that sounds kind of lame because everybody's proud of you, but he's always laughing with you.
Yes.
And he's always doing that jump thing to you.
Yeah.
That's what he keeps saying as he comes into the room to you all the time. He checks on you all the time. Just before you go on set, he's with you.
Oh, that's nice
He
to
says,
know.
"I'm always with you." He says, "Sometimes you catch me." And I don't know why he's saying that. So I don't know, sometimes you catch us, so you might have seen him or thought of him. He keeps bringing
Could be,
that up.
could be.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
So when you're saying that, because I get only the goosebumps only
Yeah.
when I know the person's
Somebody's
really,
close.
really close, and that, or I really get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
that's-
saying I didn't feel nothing. That's exactly what
Yeah,
you're
and
saying.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what the RCMP said to us
Yeah.
too, because it was so instantaneous.
Yeah.
And he was in an overhead semi truck, so that didn't have the nose. It was the overhead, and then the truck that came at him
Yeah.
jackknifed, and it just like literally like gone.
Yeah.
Right. So
Because he just said the
didn't
same
have
thing when he said a minute ago. He says it was just there.
instant. It was instant.
So he just said
Yeah.
it was just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't even know when it happened.
No.
Because he just
Yeah,
said
he
"Next
blinked
thing
and it
I
was
knew
there.
it."
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how they usually pass, is nobody really sees it.
I've got shivers going up
Yeah.
and down my spine.
Unless you
my
see
legs
somebody
now.
running past you, the knife running up and you want to stab you, then you'll know
Yeah,
something's going on.
exactly.
But when something like that, see, when you get the shivers like that, that's
Like
the,
coming up my legs and everything.
that's him. So he's here with you now. I know this sounds weird for me to say this in front of people, but this is the way it goes and this is
Yeah.
the way it works.
I
Because
believe that.
She feels it. When
Yeah.
she feels it, it's not something you forget. Your
No.
body's telling you something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the stomach, you know, the butterflies going through, you're going, "Oh, I don't feel so good, something's
Yeah.
going to happen."
Yeah.
Trust it.
Yeah.
And when you get that, if you see butterflies, that's sometimes a big thing with, you'll see butterflies
Yeah.
flying around, it'll be a spirit butterfly, or as people see that 111 on their
Yeah.
phone, or something constantly, it's spirit telling you, you know,
Yeah.
you're going the right path. Never ignore these things.
Yeah.
Anything that ever happens to you, butterflies, goosebumpies, everything, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Because
He
your
gets
body
goosebumps.
is,
He gets
yeah.
goosebumps.
Yeah, it's
Almost
always like
always.
that. Yeah, it's your body. You gotta think of it. Your body is not just a body, and your brain is just a mass sitting in
Yeah.
your head. They say that we barely use part of our brain at all.
Exactly.
So imagine what we don't know. You know?
Kind of scary.
Yeah. And well, this realm now is that if you think about it, if we all can actually see souls, our bodies and souls not as people, the world would be so different.
Yes.
Well, think about it. People who sit back and go, "Oh, I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm not right, this, whatever." But if you turn the light off in all the room right now, we wouldn't see each other. But hell of a conversation we'd have.
Yeah.
Everybody would love each other.
Yeah.
But we can see each other, and then everybody starts, you know.
Yeah.
So telling people that I'm a medium doesn't work well with a lot of people.
That was one of our questions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, ask the question. I'll let you ask the question.
Go
sorry.
for it.
Sorry.
So has anybody actually challenged you on your abilities?
Actually, you know what? I've had.
Really?
And it's funny because if they challenge me on it, I'll sit back and go, nope. Because if I hear spirit tell me twice, I know I'm right. If I say it once and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm getting it wrong. But usually they'll keep on throwing things at me. And I'll say, I'm sorry, Cindy, I'm right. He's standing right behind you, even if you don't care if you believe me or not. And you're going, no, Karen, he's not. Take
Yeah.
it as it is, I'm right. And I know what spirit's telling me. Because I'm not lying to you. Like,
Right.
what do I need to prove to lie to you? Because I'm not making anything off you.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I feel.
What are you gaining?
Yeah, exactly. I go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store and there's a little old lady buying dog food or something. And I was just standing there getting my dog food. And the next thing you find is the little old lady going, oh no, here we go. And then find out that she just lost her husband.
No.
And then she starts crying. I says, it's okay. He's standing right here. And I called her nickname that he called her. She broke down right there. Because that's what I do is I'll dig into it to find that thing that only you guys would know.
Right.
But yeah, I've had a lot of different experiences of people, believe me or not. That's all I look at it. What do you got to lose, right? Yeah. But I can easily clean out a room. I'll go for coffee somewhere, and it's like, oh man, I'm sitting here. Like if I was going for coffee with you, me and
Right.
you sitting there, all of a sudden Spirits wants to talk to you. And I'm going, nope, don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm having a conversation with you. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
If I start telling you, your father wants to talk to you, you're going to look at me like I have 3 heads. And then all of a sudden, Karen, I go to the bathroom. You never see you again. You know? I can't go tell people in restaurants that I know something's going on because half the
Yeah.
place will leave. But then you'll get the other part that will come up and say, let me talk to you. I want to know about this.
Yeah.
But it's like that, people say they get out of the closet, so to speak. It's the same with me.
Yeah.
Because right now everybody knows, and I haven't told a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, there are a lot more people are going to
I
know.
know. And the funny thing is, I do a thing on my Facebook, like, and I do readings with people. It's like a little
Yeah.
question answer, and it's funny. I'll have 4,000, 5,000 people sending me messages constantly, and
Yeah.
it's just constantly rolling. And they'll say, "How do you pick it up?" I said, "I just read them, and then Spirit will tell me who to pick."
Yeah.
And then I'll pick that person, and then a lot of people are upset. Well, you
Right,
didn't pick
because
me.
they didn't pick-
well,
yeah.
whatever's
only
the
do so
draw,
many.
Plus, it's like 4,000 people talking to me at once. How am I
How
supposed
can
to
you talk
know?
to all of them?
How do I talk to everybody, If I had them all in this room, it'd be crazy. Yeah. So I just pick whatever, and I just do a short little read with them and everything else. But the thing is I have to leave that person and go to another one.
Yeah.
And so I do short little ones. It's very interesting. But then I have to leave.
Yeah.
Like at night, that's it. My bedroom is my solitude. Don't bother me.
Yeah.
But then sometimes in the morning I'll wake up and there'll be that lady bugging me. You gotta talk to my son. You gotta talk to my son. You gotta talk to my son. I'm going, nope, nope, nope. So I'll get online and say, okay, gotta talk to my son somewhere,
There's a son out there I have to talk to.
And it's funny, but it's true. But you know what? I'll find him because
Yeah.
they know, that person knows that I'm gonna go live. That son will be there
Yeah.
because she's gonna make sure of it.
Right.
So how do you find time to just
Relax.
relax or just have like maybe half an hour of normalcy without
Yeah.
all the
Without them interrupting.
You can actually put boundaries on them
Yeah.
because you try to block it out. You don't want to block that out because you don't want to feel sympathy and you want to hear things from them because they do want to tell. But they do know when I do my lives or somebody books a time with me or something in that. But most of the time I just say, okay, you guys, I'm busy, I'm doing something. But until, I can get away with it pretty good, But if I'm sitting here spending more time with one person,
Right.
it's not bad. Like right in here, there's one guy that's working camera right now that's been bugging me all afternoon and all night. And I know he just had a birthday. So I'm not even going to say his name, but he's been bugging me. I even had to walk up to him today a bit just to see if it was what I was picking up. And it is. And it'll bug me. And that person, until I actually say something to him, that person will bug me all day. There. So I can tune out everybody else. Yeah. You know who it is. But it is, I can tune everybody else, but that one person, yeah, I know, that one person will come in and it'll bug me all day, all the way driving in.
Yeah.
I was worried about the driving conditions. I was worried about being late today.
Yeah.
I was doing anything else, but nope.
Nope.
This person kept saying, don't forget to talk to him. You got to talk to him. You got to talk to him. I'm like, shut up. And then all of a sudden, the funny thing is, I saw on the text message thing that it said something about, I guess he tried to do a live.
Video chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
4
that
times
too.
or 3 times,
Yeah.
and I just picked up the phone and I went, no, really? And I'm going, I'm going to put that down. So I will have a talk with him after this. But,
Well, that's good.
yeah, but you can, but it's just the really strong ones come through still.
Yeah.
So in your day-to-day life, like going to a grocery store, does it like
It's
without
tough.
you putting the boundaries and stuff in, like does it?
Oh, they still come through, yeah. Like, because you have to put the boundary. Say, okay, I'm going into Sobeys today. You can't do that because you don't want it always on your mind. You go,
Right.
I'm going shopping.
It's kind of like like that Long Island medium.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that about
Yeah,
Teresa.
exactly. Is your life similar to that?
similar to that, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But do you go up and talk to these people? If
I've done
there's
it. I've done it.
You have done
I've
that,
done
eh?
it.
So
I
instead
was-
of Teresa Caputo, we have Karen
Karen.
Bittner.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm nowhere near like Teresa. But I'll tell you, I've sat in there and oh my God, I'm gonna tell you this little funny story.
You're gonna have to make her
I'm
own show.
sitting.
No kidding, right? Yeah.
I'm sitting there having lunch, and I happen to look up, and I'm with my son. Not mentioning his name because he would be so mad at me. But anyway, I was sitting there having lunch, and I'll look
You
up
know
at
who
somebody,
you are.
and I know I want to say something to the waitress, and my son goes, "Don't, Mom." And I'm going, "What?" And he goes, "Don't, Mom." And I'm going, "But I gotta talk to him." "Don't, or I'm leaving." He gets so mad at me, But he lives with me, so he gets
Yeah.
to see all this stuff all the time. Now he
Right.
made me a special room. You and your crazies, he says, can go in there. Well, thank you very much. But he puts his headphones on, eh?
You and you're crazy.
He calls me my crazies. And I say, you wait, one day I'm coming back and I'm going to be talking to you.
Yep,
You
yep.
know?
So does he believe in what you do, or is he just like one of the
Yeah,
like,
kind of a
skeptic?
skeptic. Yeah. He does it once in a while, but I've actually called him up on a friend of his. There was something happened in Gimli a while ago back. It was a pretty devastating thing, and I told him I knew who it was.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked at me kind of funny, and I'm like, not gonna say anything, but
Yeah.
whatever. But he knows, but he doesn't because nothing's really ever. I never really threw it on him,
Right.
Because I don't want to scare my kids,
Right.
My daughter's very open
just
with it.
gonna ask that.
Yeah, my daughter's really open with it. She just lets me do what I do. She gives me my time if she goes and does stuff, and
Yeah.
she's I tell her things that's been going on or something. She thinks it's really good. She says, this is what I want to say. If you think of it this way, you can believe in mediums and psychics or you don't.
Right.
But I want to say this one way. You can, whatever a psychic would tell you or a medium, or what someone, like I can walk up to you. Say I'm not a psychic medium, I walk up to you. Oh, I see that you're having a really bad day, Cindy. I know you've been stressed out. I can say everything that you want me to say, and I'm not a medium, right?
Right.
And I say, oh, I know that your dad passed away, and I'm very sorry, because you've already talked to you, I'm your friend, everything else, right? Now you go to a medium, and they tell you the same thing. So you can sit back and go, is that a hoax or not? Because I can do the same thing the non-person can do.
Right.
But I said, look at back and say, okay, they made you feel better in either way, didn't they? And they go, yeah, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
You can believe someone who just walks up and talks to you and tells you all the things that you want to hear, or the psychic to do it.
Right.
And it doesn't make a difference if they're real or not real, realistically. You want the person to be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
No matter what. Like, I don't want you holding on something for the rest of your life if, I can help you.
Yeah.
If I was just a normal, everyday person that just wants to sit and talk with you, I don't want nothing. And if sometimes I sit back and you go, well, you've already made your decision on things. Like, either way, it's like you believe or you don't.
Right.
But either way, you're still going to feel good at the end of it all.
Yeah.
Someone's talking to you and opening up,
What about these people that come up and say that they've had bad readings and they're scared to go for any more?
Sometimes
If you remember
they
our
don't.
conversation.
Sometimes
Exactly,
the
yeah.
people who come up to me and say they've had bad readings, and I always ask them, what do you mean by bad? Is it mean because you're not getting the answer you're asking for? Because if you want to say, I want to talk to my mom, who she
Right.
passed away 10 years ago, this psychic person didn't tell me anything about my mom.
Yeah.
Maybe your mom didn't have anything to say to you.
Yeah.
And the reason why your grandfather came through is he was the matriarch of the family. He was the one taking care of everything, and he was the one who wants to tell you something.
Or he might have been the patriarch.
Well, yeah, or that could have been it, yes. But
Couldn't resist.
I don't know, whatever the word was, But matriarch, patriarch, whatever it is.
It's an arc.
It's an arc. Throw them all on the boat.
Exactly.
Oh boy, here we go. Anyway, so yeah, you know what I mean that way, But yeah, it's sometimes people expect more
Right.
than the idea is a message to you.
Yeah.
It's not hearing your whole family conversation have a talk with you. It's a message from you that somebody needs to tell you. And they can, your mom can come to you later on, but that point in your life, that person needs to tell you something.
Yeah.
And maybe that person who was getting the reading didn't want to hear that first.
Right.
That could be the bad reading, or the person was way off.
Yeah.
But what I do is if I start telling you something and you're going, Karen, doesn't sound right. And I'll say, okay, but why is he telling me this? And then I says, let's go with it and keep going. And then later on I'm going, I get it now. Do you understand? And then we go, yes, we have to put the pieces
Yeah.
together. Sometimes people don't try to get the pieces together because we don't hear them standing here giving us a script to say.
Yeah.
It's
It's a little bit of a puzzle.
It's a puzzle because they don't just come up to us and say, here, read this.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, they're trying to tell us because if they do have that energy enough to have the conversation, they'll have it with you. Why would they have it with me,
Right.
Me, they're just trying to, get through it a little by little. But yeah,
That's
it's
interesting.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's if you believe, you have to be open to it.
Yeah.
People can say the random things to you anyway, but a real medium or psychic will pick the things that only you and that person will know. And if you can do that and and you feel good with that, that's perfect because...
Like eating a big bowl of ice cream.
Oh, I did that to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's right. How did that go? I can't remember now.
Dolan was sitting there eating a big bowl of ice cream beside me.
And then how did I
It was
say
his
that? I can't
mom.
remember.
That's a really big bowl of ice cream you're eating. And I said, I'm not eating it, Dolan is.
That's right. That's what I said.
We were talking on my tablet, and
Yeah.
she's on her phone,
Yeah.
and we're chatting on Messenger, and we just happened to start talking, and she goes, well, that's a really big bowl of ice cream you're eating, your mom says. And I says, I'm not eating a big bowl of ice cream, but Dolan is.
Yeah.
Like, how freaky is
Yeah.
that?
Like that
Yeah.
type of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Because sometimes it might not be the message for you. It could be her.
Yeah.
I could be sitting here looking at you, but the energy I'm getting is from her.
Right.
So it's always better if you're going to talk to a medium or whoever, always come by yourself. Otherwise, what's going to happen is most will be on you. And you'll be sitting there going, geez, I'm out $50. Or whatever it is.
That brings me up to, like you have single medium, like one-on-one sessions. Have you ever done a group, and do you?
Like Teresa Caputo.
Yeah.
When she's done her group session.
I've done group sessions.
Yeah.
Are they any
well-
good? Like, would it be like?
Wouldn't that be like your book group?
I can
That's
do
a
the
group
both.
session.
I've done the group session
Yeah.
with Facebook, but I've also done with a group of people.
Okay.
When you're going to get a whole group of people, don't expect every person to come through, because if you have a group of 10, for example, if
Right.
you have 10 people in a group, you can't get everybody. Well, 10 is actually pretty easy to do, but say more than that. You know, you can't get everybody because you only have, say, 2 hours.
Like Teresa does auditoriums.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you,
I've never seen
When
do
you
that,
see
but
the
I've
ones-
seen
Yeah.
the family ones.
when you see the family ones or auditorium, anything that you've seen that you actually haven't physically been there, there's a lot of editing.
Right.
Like you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, she can sit there and spend 3 hours talking to you.
Right.
But you only see 10 minutes on
Yeah,
the TV show.
exactly.
You know, so I can't sit there and tell you, so if there's 10 people in a room, I'll go and talk to you and I'm really telling you, you're crying, everything else, which I love when people cry because I feel like touched it and it works, like everything what we're saying. I'll talk to you for 10, 15 minutes and then come to you later on saying that something about your family, and then all of a sudden I'm speaking 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Well, we've already killed an hour between both of you guys.
Yeah.
We only have 3 hours. How do I get through 10 people?
Yeah.
So I have to be drawn to only the ones that really, really need to come through, which I'm sure everybody wants something. So what happens later is they come to me later.
Yeah.
So in front of everybody, I can pick maybe 5 out of the 10 just for time allowance. After that, they come talk to me after.
I guess
Yeah.
too, it's a lot of it is just that you sense who in the room needs you the most,
Mm-hmm.
right? That spirit is going to be the one coming out the strongest, saying you need to go talk to this person because they need you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. And I guess that's where it comes out to,
Yeah.
down to that one person spending time with that
Yeah.
person. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, meanwhile, you've got 10 others that are
We're going,
trying to
"Me,
speak.
me."
Yeah. But it's this
That
one that
person needs it.
particularly needed to hear something.
Yeah, I usually do is I bring up the person first, and I'll say, okay, it's a mother figure, for example, or a father figure. So I'll say it's your father figure. So it's either a father, a grandfather, or someone that you classify as father. Say you were adopted. It could
Yeah.
be something like, so I know it's an older gentleman.
Right.
Or if I say it's a younger person, then of course I would say it's a friend, son, or whatever. But I find that way. And then I would bring it to you and say, okay, now this man said he passed from, and they'll tell me, it was a heart-related incident. Did you hear it from this,
Yeah.
and this? Then you say, okay, was it my dad or my grandfather?
Yeah.
Sounds like both. And then I say, okay, you're not sure, let's go deep. He worked in a rail yard.
Yeah.
You know, he used to work on trains.
Yeah, and then you
That's my
pinpoint it.
grandfather, you know, and then, okay, grandpa, we know it's grandpa, now we start finding the answer.
Wow.
Because it could be anybody, it could be your neighbor who needs to talk to you for something.
Yeah.
That you were really close to for all these years and
Yeah.
he passed away. So you really got to find out who you're talking to first,
Yeah.
you know,
That's-
and then go for it that way. But yeah, digging in, but there's no way, like, people, I say, can I just get 10 minutes of your time? I can't do 10 minutes because I have to take you 10 minutes to explain it all first. And then I got to explain, okay, this is, we know it's your dad. Sorry, time's up. Another $50, please. You can't do that, you know? I can't sit there and do that and say time's up, you know? I feel like one of those ones, no. What I do is I base it on a half an hour.
Yeah.
And I say the minimum half an hour. And I've had people up to 2 hours.
Wow.
And that's on video, like just video chat, talk on the phone or whatever. Yeah. And I get everything that they need to know. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they'll just keep talking to me if I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, you got grandpa here, grandma here, your grandson here. Or if maybe somebody lost a child,
Yeah.
that child's there too.
Yeah.
You know, the child, when someone loses a child, I always get a bunny rabbit is my symbol. I get the bunny rabbit in my hand, and I always get it from the father or the mother. The grandmother will hold it and say, "There's a bunny rabbit." And when I see the bunny rabbit, I've seen a soul, but it's not formed yet. So it was like a miscarriage or something like that. But it's still a soul, right? So like people say they pass on, you know, whatever. it's still a soul. The soul can't really do much, because it's so
Yeah.
tiny. It
Yeah.
doesn't really have any energy. But the bunny rabbit is the thing.
Wow.
So then I'll say to you, okay, I don't want to get too personal, but have you lost a child? And then they tell me, and I go, yes. Well, I'll let you know your grandfather is holding. And it's funny because I always say him or her, and I usually go, it's a her or something. And they say, oh my God, they start crying. And I went,
Right.
okay, now you know. And it's closure for you.
Right.
Knowing that, you had a baby that you're always wondering, and the media puts out so much of different things.
Yeah.
You had a baby, you had a little girl, crap happens.
Yeah.
Now your grandfather's taking care of it.
Yeah.
Everything for the past 20 years you've been holding on, wondering. There, it's done.
Done.
Closure's done,
How far back do some of the spirits go?
That was my question.
I've got two greats, so I'll have somebody's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because if you go too far back,
But do
that
you
won't
have
really
that?
come up.
Like,
I haven't really had too
No.
far back because the ones that are closer to you wants to talk more.
Right.
And then usually your grandfather knows your history anyway, so of his great. And if you start doing that, I'd have to listen to great grandma, but then you won't even know. If I say, oh, your great grandfather came up to me and said, you're doing great. You're going,
Who's that?
I don't even know him. He used to climb trees for a living. Really? You don't know, so I can't you can't verify it.
Yeah.
So I won't even go that far. I want to go as far as you would recognize,
Right.
or you've heard from your family. Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
so do you get spirits from animals also?
Oh,
by chance?
definitely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Yeah, I know, right?
Actually, the spirit animals are really cool. There's two ways I get them, is that I can actually feel them I can see them in your house. I can see them running around your house. So if I'm doing a video with you, and I'll say, oh, did you used to have a cat? And they go, yeah, it's on your couch. Because I can see them. I can see that jumping on the couch. So it's a cat or small. That's what I see, small or cat. And they says, oh, yes, the lady who lived here before, her cat died. I'm going, oh, well, the cat's still here. So, well, what do I do? You like cats?
Because it's living with you.
It's living with you. He hasn't left to whoever he
Right.
belongs to. He likes living there or whatever. I get a lot of that. But nobody believes, 90% of the people don't believe mediums and psychics. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
But the world is going to the part that there's so many of us, so many people are starting to understand it. Because you hear about the UFOs and everything else, and they come down, they speak to each other, but they don't even talk.
Right.
It's all minds.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all going to get to that stage one day. Now, this is where we're going to say, oh, she's crazy, let's turn the channel. But it's not. We're all going to, because you know what? You know what I'm thinking before I say it. Sometimes you know
Yeah.
what she's thinking before she says
Well,
it.
look at spouses.
Yep.
When
You don't even, you can sit there and have
Exactly.
conversation and having
you say-
coffee,
yeah.
and you already know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You're saying half a sentence before they say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the more people open up that way, and that's why now is almost every time you go on a Facebook, whatever, you always see a psychic medium somewhere.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's because everybody's opening up to it more.
Yeah.
And if you you can do it yourself, and we know that a lot of other people can do it, that just open it up and you'll be able to do it. And it's hard to understand it, but when you start getting it out there, it's more and more and more,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
I agree.
It's a good thing,
But
though.
it's a good thing. It's
Because I
interesting.
like to help
It's
people.
very-
Like I do it on my Facebook thing. I do lives, and I spend hours,
Yeah.
and I don't get
I
nothing
know.
out of it. I can spend hours on there, and I even listen to it back to make sure I didn't babble about something, because I don't remember what I say half the time because I read a message and then all of a sudden it goes, do you remember what you said? I'm going, no, because it goes through one ear and out the other because the next one's coming through and out the other, so to speak. But it's actually pretty interesting that way. But yeah, I just try to keep it to myself more, but the more and more people understand it, the more open they are.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't it be nicer knowing that you can sit down on your favorite couch or your chair and talk to your dad?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you feel better if you're having a bad day? You can sit outside, bring up a can of beer for him, and you guys sit back and say, remember those days?
We never had those.
No, I'm just saying,
I'm just
you know what I'm
bugging
saying
you.
though? That,
I know.
if
No,
you sat
it
back and
felt
you
bad.
said
Yeah.
that, you can actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
Except the people around you are going, look at that lady.
She's a little-
She's lost it. She's sitting there talking to her grandfather or dad. But you
She's
know
got
what?
two
though?
beers instead of one.
Exactly. But the thing is you feel better. You got someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And if you listen to him, you already know. If you got him sitting there, you're already
Yeah.
listening to him anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of a strange, but you are already doing it, and a lot of people don't know they're doing it.
Yeah.
But tell people that. You say, guess what? I could talk to my dead grandmother sitting over there. Yeah, right.
You're
You know?
nuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you try to keep it, but I'm doing this because, and talking with you guys, a lot of people don't understand it.
Exactly.
And that's why
Exactly.
we're doing it. And it's not a bad thing. I get a lot of people with the churches and that, they poo-poo me.
Oh, yeah.
And
I can
just because
imagine.
it's like, when it gets close to, say, hypothetically Christmas time or whatever, people go, oh, why don't you go set up a booth somewhere? Nope. I'm not.
Oh,
This is
that'd
where you
be like the worst
stay
time.
away.
Yeah.
You know what? People want you, they'll come and talk to you.
Yeah.
But do not go out and put it out there like that, especially around religious times. There's a lot of people who think that's sacred. And, hey, I get it, you know. Nobody, that's the way they think, and that's great. You just don't step on people's toes. You just stay in the background, and if somebody needs you, they know where to get you,
Yeah,
you know.
that's true. That's true. Well, it's the same with anything involving like psychic mediums, people that do meditation and healing, and Reiki healing, crystal healing. People
All goes
are like,
together.
yeah, it all it's all coming together. It's been done for years and years, millions of years. Well, not millions, but thousands. We've been around. As long as people have been around, these things have been around.
Oh, yeah.
And people don't realize that. And but our Western culture has gone so far away from these
Yeah.
things.
The healing rock on
Yeah.
your back.
Yeah.
It's true. It works.
Yeah.
The chakras, all your chakras
Yeah.
have to line up,
Like
I've had people go into chakra places and getting their chakras aligned, so to
Yeah,
speak,
yeah.
because you got all the way your chakras go and everything else. And if you get that in line, you feel so enlightened, so different.
Yeah.
But then you go back. They did that millions ago. You lay it on a bunch
Exactly.
of hot rocks and they put it on your back or
Yeah.
whatever it was, and they did that some hoodie thing or whatever they were doing, and you were wonderful. I don't know the words to it, but there you go.
but they were hoya hoya
But they're
hoya.
hoya. There you go. But you know what? After you get off your hot rocks, you're doing great.
You were probably doing a hoya 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 because they were on hot rocks.
But you think about it, that's back then. But then
Yeah.
they teach us now the more modern way to explain the crystals and
Yeah.
all that type of thing.
Yeah.
Still crystal ball out, but
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah, exactly. But they bring it back from history to us, and we are kind of modernizing it.
Right.
And because if you walked up and tell people that, oh yeah, if I'm gonna take this rock and stick it on your forehead like that, you're gonna feel great. You're gonna go, oh, yeah, lady, get out of here. But you're gonna find out, I don't do the chakra meditation to people because I believe in it, I understand it, and everything else. I just not learned well enough of it.
Right.
So I send people to people who do that.
Who know how to do it,
Because
yeah.
I think that's the best. Stick with things you know.
Exactly.
I understand it. I do my own. But you know what? I don't know enough of it
To do it to
to do
somebody else.
somebody else. Exactly. I can do it to a friend or something like that, but I send it. So I highly believe in that type of stuff, except I send it to them.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that benefit out of that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The modern part of the world, eh?
Yeah. It's
I'm laying on those rocks.
hot rocks.
Hot rocks. But think about it. It's true, though.
No,
It's
it is.
all back then to now. It's the same.
It's
just,
true.
Culture brought it out a little bit differently.
Yep. Well, it's the shamans. It's everything. There's so many different names for everything, and people have lost so much in touch, in tune, and in touch with those things because of our Western culture. Like the Eastern culture still believes in so much of it
Oh,
and
of
still
course.
practices so much of it. It's the Western culture that has lost a lot of it, and they don't know where to go and who to talk to and what to do, which is the purpose of us doing our shows and who
Exactly.
to talk to and bring these
Exactly.
people in
Yeah.
and talk to you guys so people know and aren't afraid of it, right? Because so many people are afraid of these things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, what are you afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of. They've been done for thousands of years. They just haven't been here.
Yeah.
And people are finally realizing how helpful they are and how well it works, and
Well-
say, okay, let's
Yeah.
use it here now. Let's bring somebody in that has that connection, and it's making big changes.
Well, there's a lot of people who believe in it, and if
Yeah.
they don't believe it, they look to the answers. Like, I'm not full of it. You look at my Facebook page.
Yeah.
When I do a live, 45,000 people have seen my page.
Yeah,
45,000 people have heard this.
yeah,
Isn't that great?
That's-
that
that's
means there's
amazing.
45,000 people who are interested in it.
yeah.
And you go through my page, like, this is stuff, of course, I can see it, whatever,
Yeah.
because I'm the admin to it, of course. But there's like, say, 10,000 people reached, or
Yeah.
20,000, 40,000. I'm going, okay, now what made that? So,
Yeah.
because I always get into a topic first.
Yeah.
And I get into a topic and stuff like that, and I get people to entertain into it and everything else, and we
Yeah.
go on. And I actually kind of get people to do things, which is neat because they're saying, oh, I can't get out of bed in the morning, my life sucks, and blah. I get into a lot of those. That's a different thing too. Is it when you become a medium or psychic, you also become a counselor.
Yeah.
Because that's a different thing too, because they go, oh, I'm feeling really bad, my mom passed away, and I can't get out of bed, and I can't eat anymore, and blah, blah, blah. So now they come to me, okay, explain a thing with their mom, but you know what? Your mom doesn't want you laying in bed.
No.
Now, so without going a big long story, you sit back and go, okay, I'm going to give you one thing you need to do today, and you send it to me.
Right.
And you tell me you did it. I don't care if you're just washing dishes.
Yeah.
I don't care if you just get out and let the dog out. And believe it or not, I get so many people. The next day I do 2 things, 3 things, 4 things.
Can you talk to my son?
No kidding, man. You live so far away. But we have a mutual friend of ours that's on that page, and he actually sent me a screenshot
Yeah.
of his thing. And he said he wrote down everything I said
Yeah.
of things to do before 2020, things that I have to better myself, this and everything else. And he sent it to me, and I'm going, oh my God. I tapped into him so well that
Yeah.
he's crossing stuff off now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he
That's
sends me
pretty
this,
good.
and I'm going, oh my, I just love it because now I'm helping him.
Yeah, and it makes you feel good.
And every day I get thousands and thousands, and I'm not joking, thousands of messages and going, I did 2 things today. I did this and this, and I comment back. I come back to every person that messages me because they're a person, they need help, and I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I know if it gets to a thing that you need more medical help, hey, I have an access that you can phone.
Yeah.
You need more
You
of
send
this.
them to, you
Yes.
send them into the right direction.
Exactly.
I can help you get out of bed. I can help you get, come up with this, this, and this, because now you have to tell me what you've done.
Right.
Now I'm more one-on-one on you. We become friends, and then somebody cares.
Yeah.
When someone cares, it's amazing how
You change a life.
it changes. I have people sending me cards.
Yeah.
I got my own little fan club. I couldn't believe it. They did it the other day. I got a fan club. So I said, I have a stalker. I have a stalker. I really do. I have
I
a
know.
stalker.
You told me about
and
that
it's kind
one.
of funny, And they mail me stuff. And it's kind of funny. You don't even need addresses, apparently. You just check me out. You'll find me anywhere. Because general delivery, any box number, will still come to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I grab the mail at the mailbox. I go, shake it. How long has it been here for?
Is it alive?
I know. One had
It's
bells
gonna
in it.
blow
I'm sitting
up?
there going, okay, what's that? And it was for my pets, which was
Aw.
even better. It was funny, yeah. But yeah, thank God all this has been harmless.
Yeah.
But I just pray
Still
God not
scary.
yeah.
In a-
When I
in
first
what-
started,
somewhat.
but the birthday cards are cute.
Yeah.
I get them still snail mail to me.
Oh, that's cute.
And you know what though? I'm having a bad day. I come to the mailbox, I see that.
Yeah.
It uplifts me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that people have done, and they can reply back to me. I have a bad day. Somebody messaged me. I don't know you very much, Karen, but I know that I need to say have a good day today.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
That's
Like
nice.
this is what people need to do nowadays.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
that. When you sent it to me the other day, actually, you sent me this thing that says picking 3 people to say
Yeah.
how much I like you or love you and change your mind. I saw that and I'm going, oh my God,
Yeah.
that was so great. Then I realized she also sent it to 10 other people.
I sent it to everybody.
I know, but no. But
No,
when I
but
got
yeah.
it, I really did sit back and went, oh my God, that felt so nice.
Yeah,
Little things help everybody.
it does.
No matter if you're a psychic, medium, or just every playing person.
We've lost the personal connections,
Yep.
and that's where we're losing a lot of
Yeah.
people.
If you are going through so much in your life that you have to talk to a medium
Yeah.
or psychic, that means our medical system
Is
and
really
is
bad.
really bad. I'll help you what I can.
Yeah.
I don't have the experience to take you through to the rest.
Well, you're not a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
Exactly.
or a
I'm just
therapist,
person that's
yeah.
there for you.
Yeah.
But it's just weird how many, it just shows you that the way the world is, you are going, because nobody else listens to you. You can call the police that you're trying to hurt yourself. You can call whoever, your friends and family. Nobody listens to you. But you are willing to call up a psychic just to say, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Or can you
Sometimes
help
that's
me with
what,
this?
what we just need. Sometimes we just need that connection to another human, somebody
it
that's
is.
just there for you.
Yeah.
You know.
And I answer right away. I don't, except now my phone is not near me right now, but it's probably blowing up like crazy out there. But, just to say hi or just send an emoji heart
Yep.
Yeah.
makes a big difference to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
I have this
It's a
thing that,
connection.
I have this LSG, it's called Let Shit Go. And I always say that, but whatever. But
I never heard that one.
LSG, I started this thing as let shit go.
I like that
You
one.
know, things that you can't change in your life and you can't do anything about.
Let it go.
Let it go. What is it going to harm you? Sit back and go, oh my God, the neighbor, he lets his dog out every day at 2 o'clock. It's stressing me out. Really? That's stressing you out. Let it go. Your kids are driving you nuts. So they're kids. Let go. Unless they burn your house down, don't worry about it,
Yeah.
Let it go. So then a friend of mine pipes up and goes, it's called Let Shit Go, LSG. So now it's LSG on everything we do. So every time I send messages to 50 people every morning to give them a happy good
Yeah.
morning, LSG is always on there, and they always laugh when they
Yeah.
see it. Because it's true. Let stuff go. Why are you holding on to it? Because the more energy you hold on to something bad, you're projecting it out into your home. There
projecting that poltergeist.
There's that poltergeist again. Seriously, it's so true. Let shit go that you can't have no control over. And I've run through it too myself. It's not something I have to remind myself. I sit back and stress myself out about, your
Everything.
life or whatever, and you're going, why? I can't take them to do this. I can't make them do that. I can't do anything except be there.
Well,
Well.
this has been amazing.
Yeah.
This has been
I'm
absolutely
sorry for
amazing.
talking so much.
No,
No,
this is
that's what we
fantastic.
want.
This is, and we could go on forever.
Exactly.
Of course we
We
can.
could really
Exactly.
go on forever.
These guys are all sleeping.
Yeah, they're all. Leave the cameras. Let's go for lunch.
They're gone.
But I want to
Yeah.
thank you very much
Oh,
for coming
thank
in and
you.
describing it and explaining it to people.
Yes, thank you guys very much. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today on Big Talk. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Until next time on Big Talk.